Hello and welcome to Starting Up with me, Abha Bakaya, and this week we bring you to TiECon. Now TiECon is organized by India's largest entrepreneurial body, TiE, and this year in Delhi is holding its 10th year anniversary.
The Indus Entrepreneurs, popularly known as TiE, was founded in Silicon Valley in 1992. Today, it is spread across 5 continents and its ecosystem comprises of 11,000 members and 2,500 charter members, who are the top entrepreneurs, venture capitalists, lawyers and management professionals in their chosen fields. By virtue of its non-hierarchical culture and spirit, it encourages a mix of people to come up with new ideas, debate complex issues, and most of all help the learning process that everyone goes through. And that's exactly what happened at TiECon Delhi 2009.
I think it's one of the best gatherings of entrepreneurs.
We are here to look for entrepreneurs who can join hands with us.
It's a place for a common ground for all of entrepreneurs to get together, share their experiences and the hardships and the pain of what it's really like to be an entrepreneur.
Entrepreneurs, both experienced and non-experienced, kind of coming together and meeting each other and learning from each other.
You walk away feeling motivated, yes, I'm going down the right path.
And while everyone was busy with their stalls and networking, there were some who also enjoyed the lighter side of the event.
I am here to...
I think it's a place you come and have fun.
the
Crowd is young, vibrant.
Free food.
Food was amazing in Delhi.
Have fun.
Just have a good time.
have fun.
It's been fun 2 days.
It is not meant to be funny, but I think TiECon is really the Kumbh Mela for entrepreneurs.
Starting up. Is there ever a right time? That's the topic for our discussion today, and we have a fantastic panel. We've got representatives, of course, from venture capital industry, we've got entrepreneurs today, and also someone from the corporate world, so I'm sure it is going to be a fascinating discussion. Now, the tagline on our show, Starting Up on ET Now, is the best time to start up is really to go out there and do it now. And that's something I think I want to explore today with all our panelists. And I'm going to throw the floor open, beginning with Karthik. About 2 years ago, you started off. Would you still have taken that decision if we were in the middle of an economic slowdown?
I think the short answer is yes, because the opportunity, at least in financial services, is way too compelling to wait for the right timing to arrive. We're in the business of distributing financial product, and financial products are vastly underpenetrated in India right now. Bulk of India still doesn't own a lot of financial product. Whether times are good or not, people still need health insurance, people still need to live in homes, people still need to buy homes. They might defer their decisions, but that gives you time to understand the market, enough breathing room to get our operations right, so that when the market finally improves, which we're seeing early signs of right now, we're in good shape to take advantage of riding the wave.
All right, let me get the other side, the other view here. Bala, let me go across to you. You've seen both good times and bad times in the industry. According to you, how would you judge the mood of the market today, your own attitude to startups, entrepreneurs, versus that previously?
I would like to start by contrasting it to 2000 when I began my career in venture capital. And I would think that the ecosystem for entrepreneurs, especially the startups, is excellent today. There is a culture among people to join startups. When we looked at 2000, we used to struggle to get people to join them. ESOPs meant nothing. But today people understand the value of ESOPs, thanks to Infosys and all the IT companies that have been very generous with that. Where I would hesitate and be cautious is capital. I think we are still a capital scarce country. So you need to have a very good hold on your business plan and the cash flow requirement before you start off.
All right. On that note, actually, let me go across to Yashish. Yashish, now, talking about what Bala said, talking about funding, would you say that in India, at least while the number of startups wanting to go out there and get funding hasn't reduced, the amount of funding available certainly has?
I don't have the maths behind it, so I don't know what the real numbers are. But I'm fairly confident that the amount of funding that's happened since January 2008 is a lot lower than, let's say, the previous 18 months. So yes, it has reduced. But it's not that it's not reduced elsewhere. Like I speak to a lot of European companies, they struggle as well to get funding. So it's not like it's reduced. It's not reduced elsewhere. But at the same time, if you've got a pretty decent idea, which has monetization capability and can be executed relatively quickly, it will get funded because funding comes after the idea. You've got to have the right idea. Of course, ideas that would get funded in a bull run may not get funded in a downturn.
Well, I guess the question arising here, and Murthy, let me bring you in at this point, is what's really happening to the mindset of young entrepreneurs, students? You're also visiting faculty at ISB. What's the mood there? What's the sense? I mean, if it is starting to get more difficult to get funding, especially in the current environment, are youngsters demotivated? Are they still going out there and coming up with good ideas?
I think there are a lot of new ideas coming up, and it's a whole new breed of entrepreneurship that we're seeing in the marketplace now. From student side, we have never seen, honestly, speaking from Microsoft perspective, this kind of an activity that we see now in this economy ever before. So we have just a couple of quick nuggets on some of the programs that we have launched from Microsoft in response to this activity. One is particularly for students, the one that we just spoke about, is something called DreamSpark. We want to create entrepreneurs and innovators right from the time they are in school. So we fund all the software entirely that is free if you are a full-time student and if you have any great ideas.
All right, let's switch tracks here a little bit. We've actually been getting a lot of questions as we've been sort of advertising the fact that we're going to be having this panel discussion. So a lot of our viewers have been writing in, and a lot of questions are for you, Bejul. And of course, there's a lot of curiosity from entrepreneurs as to what exactly you'd look out for. Now, you've seen both sides. You've been an entrepreneur before you became an investor with Lightspeed. How do you know when someone is ready to start up? What do you look out for?
I think what we look for is actually linked to this question about timing a startup, which is passion. And I don't think you can time as an entrepreneur when you get passionate about something. But you know it when you start losing sleep. And I remember that in the early 2000s, I was in the venture business in the US, which is a pretty comfortable business. And in 2003, I began losing sleep about an idea I'd been working on. And what tends to happen is then you do your work. And generally, the more work you do, the more sleep you get because you realize that the idea wasn't as good as you first thought. But every now and then, the more work you do, the less sleep you get because you get more and more excited about it. That's ultimately what we're looking for, is does that passion exist? And I would say that when we talk about resources, capital is a resource, yes, but I think that the resource an entrepreneur needs the most of and what we look for is passion.
I think that you would have to just take into account is also a team. An idea by itself, I think also at times does not succeed unless you have the right team to execute. So in any environment, if you have all the right ingredients, if you have the right team in place, you have the right idea and the passion, I think you'll succeed.
Bala, let me also go back to, of course, the current environment. We are seeing investors look for slightly more later stage investments or, be a bit more careful about where they're investing. So is that a dampener for entrepreneurs?
Yes and no. I do think that early stage investing in our country has been very, in terms of finding funding, it's been very challenging for them. But I am seeing very good signs of people who are coming into that segment. The reality is that the Indian venture capital food chain is broken. I mean, it's not as developed as in the US. It is not as deep as it is in the US. That is a reality. And because essentially in early stage and startup funding, India has not seen the track record. Why everybody is talking about late stage right now is the risk return profile really. We are deploying the same dollar, we are getting much faster return with less risk in the mid cap and the late stage. So that's the reason why the capital has shifted to that. But having said that, I think all of us in the industry are very well aware that unless we have a pipeline of entrepreneurs that get funded, unless we have people who have the courage to do the startups in our country, we would have a challenge going forward.
Just, I guess, to end on a happy note, we've talked about a lot of odds stacked against an entrepreneur in the current environment, but there must be some advantages as well. There must be some things that work for them. Does this period, in fact, perhaps allow them more time to research, prepare a better product? What else would you sort of leave them with, or even Bejul or any of you,
Large companies have a lot to lose in downturns, and small companies have a lot to gain and nothing to lose. If you're a large retailer, what is happening right now? You're shutting down stores. If you're a small retailer and you have a footprint of 2 stores, what are you thinking about if you have a good business? I can advertise more cheaply than I could. I can rent real estate more cheaply than I could. I can hire people at a lower cost. I can retain them. You know, disruption happens at times like this.
Okay, so I guess our panelists would agree that there really is never a better time than now to go out there and start up.